call meeting of the city of South Fulton. Mr. Clerk, if you call the order. Mayor William Bill Edward here. Mayor Pro Tem Mark Baker. Present. Councilmember Catherine Rao.
Present.
Councilmember Carmelita Gums. Councilmember Helen C. Willis.
Present.
Councilmember Naima Gilliard. Here. There she is. Councilmember Rosie Jackson. And Councilmember Khalid. Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Okay, before we get started, I want to make a point of personal privilege. I have no, how do I put it, interest in any company, in any way, in this procurement. But I am truly concerned about involvement in procurement. This action today, to me, seems to take us and put us in a position of really looking at those who are coming for procurement and then turn around and vote on it. You can't interview people and make a recommendation, then turn around and vote on it. That's my personal opinion based on Fulton County's laws and regulations that we adopted. So I'm uncomfortable with what's going on and the involvement of us in it. To me, this procedure is not even legal. We have a city attorney who's opining to certain things, and that's okay. I just don't happen to agree. To put ourselves in a position where we judge and jury. Procurements are not that way. In no city, in no county, in nowhere. I've been doing this for 14 years in Fulton County. I've never, ever seen the Board of Commissioners put themselves as both judge and jury. I had given very thought of reclusing myself today. But that's not what the voters of this city expect me to do.
Absolutely.
They do expect me to speak out when things are wrong. And I'm speaking out today. We are policy makers. We are policy makers. When we step outside of that box and we become something else, let the system work. That's why we have the system. So I wanted to make that clear today, and I have been in conversations with procurement directors all over this state about this issue. I have been in conference with my own procurement director. They agree with me. Let the system work. Do I have personal issues with some folks about things who come here for procurement? I may have, and I may have shared it with some of my colleagues. But it has nothing to do with that young man being able to do his job based on the rules and regulations that we adopted that came out of Fulton County. So I will conduct this meeting. If this is the wishes of this board, I will conduct this meeting. But in my heart, I don't think that I should even be here today. that any of us should be sitting here today. I don't know. That any of us should be sitting here today. The other thing is, now I'll warn folk up front. These costs were sealed. Based on that, we have a conversation. You can't go back and change your costs. It was sealed. Now all of that's out. So, Mr. Clerk, if it's the wishes of this board, of this body, I'll proceed with this meeting. But as the mayor of this city, that's just how I feel.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
you're right, the process is supposed to work, but in this instance, the process did not work. In order for us to make effective decisions as policymakers, we should be given all the information that we request up front. Several of us have sent several emails requesting information, and we did not get it. We got information from people who requested information through open records requests. But we could not, as policymakers, as the leaders of the city, get information. So if the process is the process, then the process needs to be fair, equitable, and we as policymakers should be given the information to make correct decisions.
And Councilwoman, your conversation is not really about to the process, your conversation to the people that we employ.
It's about both.
Hold on. The conversation is about to the people we
It's about
employ.
both.
Because the process is squared away. The process is what it is. If there is something that we have in our city that does not allow us to get what we need to make a fair judgment as policyholders, then we need to fix that in. Mr. Manager, we need to fix that in. And so that's all I'm saying. And I thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Willis. I agree with you. We need to do something. If you're not getting what you want, we need to do something to fix that. Mr. Baker.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session for personnel
Second. And litigation.
and litigation.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. All those in favor? I think that's ayes win. Good thing. Okay, I want to say thank you, but I don't know. Thank you 1,000 times. Sometimes government takes a little longer to do what's right. And at this time, Mr. Clerk, was there any recommendations or action taken in executive session?
No, I believe that anything that you join by consensus in the back, we'll have to take a vote out here.
Right, that's exactly right. Your motion.
To close executive session?
All right, let me get a motion to close,
I move.
to close executive session.
So move.
Second.
The properly moved and second to close executive session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. That passes unanimously.
6-1.
6-1.
You're not sharing the room.
That was the vote that already carried.
Okay. Mr. Burke.
I believe the city manager would like to make a statement.
Yeah, well, so Mayor, I know that we are here today looking at sanitation and I tell you, this service and the process to make sure that we get it is one that has been a challenge. I think it is, we've got some very great service providers who are interested in providing a very high level of service to our residents. I think our council has been extremely engaged and focused on making sure that citizens get the best services possible. And after reviewing the process and looking at the various concerns that we've heard from not only council, but the community and even to some extent our vendors, while we tried to do the best thing for the city and coordinate, even in our young and new state with the county, I have some concerns that us not having full control over the process from beginning to end has led to some challenges that just concern me. And so as such, I think it might be my recommendation that we actually cancel the procurement and allow staff to pursue some different alternatives. And so my recommendation to the council would actually, my recommendation to the council would actually be to reject all bids and cancel this procurement.
Is there a motion to that effect?
Mayor, I move that we reject all RFPs.
They're probably moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor? That passes. No further items. Probably second. Probably moved second to adjourn. All those in favor, or any discussion? All those in favor? That passes.